July 30th is World Day Against Trafficking. Joining us today is Micha Star Liberty with Liberty Law. Micha is an expert and passionate about human trafficking victims and changing their circumstances, as well as protecting the rights of human trafficking survivors. Welcome back, Micha.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back, Kate.
It's great to have you back. So, today is an important day. We're trying to highlight this, but can you explain for our friends at home what exactly is human trafficking?
It's essentially the enslavement through recruitment, grooming, and facilitation of human beings for later sale for either sex or labor, and it happens globally.
So if somebody is a survivor of human trafficking, what's important for them to know?
That there's help. There is a way out, and they have legal rights, both criminal and civil legal rights. But I do have to caution that the attempt to leave is one of the most dangerous things that they can do. But there is help on the other side. One of the biggest challenges for trafficking survivors is that their captors often keep their passport or their identification. They don't give them money. They don't ever allow them to be alone. So it is a very difficult process, but there are lots of resources. I travel around the globe and work with a variety of nonprofits to help get education out so folks know that there is hope on the other side. And now what we're seeing since the pandemic is a rise in the entire cycle of trafficking, and it's happening online. So gone are the days of the white van and the zip ties, which is how a lot of people were snatched off the streets. And it's happening completely on applications that people have on their phone, from enticement through end of sale. It's really changing, and it's gone up 97%.
So if this is something that's happening, in front of us in more of a digital way, are there things that we should look out for to protect ourselves?
Absolutely, there are. And in particular, we should be looking out for ways to protect our children online. Working in the child sex abuse and sexual assault space for the past 25 years, we have always known that the predators go where the children are, unfortunately. And so if there is a game where children can have a conversation with a stranger and play that game, across the globe, if there's a way to have a direct message, have a direct conversation, you have to assume that there's going to be predators trying to get into those games, trying to communicate with your children. So you need to educate your children. We are seeing a incredibly scary rise in the number of what we call sextortion cases, where they're asking for self-generated CSAM, child sexual abuse material. We used to call it child pornography, but that doesn't really do justice to the harm that's caused by those images. And the big concern for us now is the facilitation process with the boys can happen so quickly. And we also see the self-harm that the boys engage in afterwards is very different than the girls. The grooming process for the girls takes a lot longer, and we're not seeing as much self-harm, but the boys will go from the sextortion to sending the photos to self-harm, including death by suicide. So this is a very serious, very scary time for our children online.
Yeah, I always think it's important for parents to remember that just because it's a game doesn't mean it's a safe space. And most of these, games and applications have ways for parents to have control over how much access their child has. So it's all about being proactive as a parent and making sure that they have those limitations set.
Absolutely. And the other thing is, a lot of times children will hide accounts from their parents. We've represented children and families who the parents were shocked to find out that they had over 100 accounts on TikTok. So, where there's a will, there's a way. It's really just about education and trying to explain to them, we're talking about 7 to 16-year-olds who don't yet understand the impact of what could happen. And the other piece of it is on games where you have credits or, bucks that you can spend to get to different levels without having to play the game. What's happening is predators are going on and saying, I'll give you these credits, I'll transfer them to you if you take these kinds of pictures or if you do that. And we've seen a lot of social science recently that says, although these children realize this is harmful behavior, like 67% understand that it's harmful. Something like 25% say they're likely to report it.
Well, thank you so much, Micha, for bringing this important information to our viewers' attention. How do we get a hold of you if we need your expertise? libertylaw.com. We're happy to chat through any of this. And if people are thinking about trying to get out of sexual slavery, even if we can't take your case, we're happy to help facilitate an introduction to some sort of nonprofit that can help you in a safe way. Well, thank you so much, Micha. It was great to have you on Studio 17.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. We have more Studio 17 right after this.